Hey, what's up YouTube? Welcome to Sixx Daze. I am Bob Sixx, and today we're going to review The Dirt. I have been chomping at the bit waiting for this movie to come out, and it finally came out. I watched it twice yesterday. I plan on watching it again here in a little bit. First thing I'm going to do, because as some of you know, I have done a previous video where I discussed the movie coming out based off the trailer and the cast, all that. Well, now that I've seen it, I get to point out the parts I was right about. First, let's do the cast, because that seemed to be a big, particularly one character in particular. So before I do my four in order, worst to the best, I have to do an honorable mention. And the reason I'm going to do this honorable mention is because I couldn't get past the irony of it. Tony Cavallero played Ozzy in the movie. And I couldn't get past the fact, I mean, he did a great job. But I'm saying I kept the irony of he looks more like Bruce Dickinson of Iron Maiden than he does Ozzy. But he nailed the Ozzy accent and the voice and stuff. He did that really well. So I just had to bring that up because I thought that was kind of weird looking at Bruce Dickinson being Ozzy. What do you think? Did anybody else catch that? All right, my number 4 pick, and I've got a good reason for it. Iwan Rheon. He played Mick Mars. I probably screwed his name up. Sorry, dude. He played Mick Mars. I didn't believe it. It's not that his acting was bad, but when you watch video of how Mick Mars is, I mean, as far as not being on stage, off stage, behind the scenes, he just didn't catch the essence of Mick. So I had a hard time with that one. You know, when Mick's playing, he goes, you know, he kind of looks angry. But when Ewan was doing it, it almost looked like shock, like, can you believe I'm doing this, Mom? But it's like, again, it's not that his acting wasn't good. It's I didn't feel Mick. So that's why he's my number 4 pick. And 3 and 2, they could have went either way. Or they could have been, they're actually probably tied. I mean, Daniel Weber did a great Vince Neil. I mean, he even kind of looked like the guy where he has his makeup and the wig on. He had that I'm all that in a bag of chips swagger. I could believe he was Vince Neil. I could feel it. You could tell he spent time learning the character or the person. So I was really impressed with him, and maybe the only reason he makes 3 instead of 2 was Vince Neil, and everybody knows I don't like Vince Neil. Number 2 was Douglas Booth. I thought he did Nicky really well, especially during the drug years, the heroin addiction stuff. I thought he did a really good job. I could actually see Nicky being that way. However, I don't know, there was just a little something that wasn't like 100%, but I could see him being Nicky Sixx. I mean, I think he did a good job. But nobody beat, and you can go back and look at my video. I called this from the beginning because everybody's going, oh my God, they're ruining the movie. Why him? My number 1 pick, ironically, is my least favorite member of Motley Crue. Tommy Lee. I said from the beginning, MGK, Machine Gun Kelly, Colson Baker, whatever you want to call him, was the 100% spot on pick. He nailed the role. He was fantastic. He was Tommy Lee. The old Tommy Lee, not this new Tommy Lee that we all see and that bitches about everything and hates everybody. Not that guy. Young Tommy Lee. So yeah, so all you haters, and some of you that hate, you're probably still hating anyways, going, no, he sucked, blah, blah. He did not. He nailed that role. You look at old footage of Tommy Lee, he did a great job. Thumbs up, dude. I called it from the beginning. I've been 100% supportive of that. That was my number one pick. Jeff Tremaine, as I said in my previous video, they picked the right guy to do that movie. The only person who could have done it better if he was still alive would probably be John Hughes. But Jeff, he did a good job. He's used to that kind of chaotic scenario. It wasn't jackassy at all. Not to me. I mean, some people were going, oh no, that's very jackassy. No, Motley Crue was like that long before Jackass ever came around. So, but I think Jeff did a good job. Now there was, I've read people complaining about, oh, well, they left out things, certain events and people. Let me ask you something. When you talk about your life, do you mention every single person you ever met? Every single person you ever had an argument with? Every single person you ever had a fist fight with? Every single person you ever had sex with? Do you mention every little event, every speeding ticket, every little, well, if you're arrested, do you mention every time you're arrested or just like the big times? Or do you not mention it at all? Yeah, me neither. So why would they do that in a movie where they have a limited time frame to tell such a huge story? I mean, there's only so much room. I'm sure they shot more footage and had to remove some. They had to narrow it down, whittle the movie down. It's a movie. And there were people going, well, it should have been a mini-series. No, a mini-series would have had to been on regular TV. Granted, Netflix probably could have done it. I don't know that it would have worked. People are wanting too many details. So, I think as far as an overview, kind of basically spark notes of this long career that Motley Crue had and all the stuff that went on, I think they did really well. I mean, I think the movie advanced at a good pace. It had a good rhythm going, a good pace. A good rhythm as far as clicking along, touching on the main things. I've heard people complain, well, what about the fight between them and Guns N' Roses? Yeah, that got blown way out of proportion. I know it seemed like a big deal for those of us that were alive and remember it, but it really wasn't that big of a deal. I mean, but it really wasn't that big of a deal. There were people that are complaining that, well, what about all the wives and the sex tapes and every fist fight and every single arrest? All of that is just not necessary to make a great movie. You don't need every single one. Most of us know the history of Motley Crue. This was kind of a glimpse into some of the stuff that maybe we didn't see or weren't very clear on. So it's for entertainment. Just like in Bohemian Rhapsody, they had to mix some things up. Been a long time since I read The Dirt, so I can't remember everything that's actually written into there. But I know the story on how Nicky and Tommy met, or the common story that they told forever. I know how Mick and Nicky met. So, yeah, there was some changing, but they have to make it entertaining as well. It has to be a good movie. No matter how exciting your life is, if you just talk about your life without, it won't make a good movie. It might make an interesting story when you're telling your friends, but it's not a 2-hour movie, or roughly 2-hour movie, to entertain the masses. You have to look at it as a whole. So, you know what? I've got an idea. I know this is going to be kooky, and I'll probably catch some flack for this, but hey, if you really want to know more about Motley Crue, more of the details, read a book. The Dirt is actually a book. Much more details in it. Read Nikki Sixx's book, The Heroin Diaries. If I'm not mistaken, Tommy has a book and Vince has a book. I'm not sure about Mick because Mick's more reserved and just focuses on what he's doing with his music. But he may even have a book for all I know. But read. I know that's kind of old school and not so popular anymore, but trust me, some of y'all need to read a damn book. So if you want all that shit, read a book. Take the movie for what it is. It's entertainment. It's kind of, like I said, Spark Notes for the most notorious band to come out of the 80s. They couldn't put it all into it. So you got to pick and choose. And how do you pick and choose? You know, the sex tapes really had nothing to do with the band. The ex-wives really had nothing to do with the band. Skylar, which, I mean, regardless of how I feel about Vince Neil, I cannot imagine losing a child. So I truly, as a father, feel for that scenario. So I understand them putting that in there, and that could have played into some of the events that unfolded into Motley Crue as a band. Nikki Sixx's heroin addiction definitely played into the band. He was the main songwriter for the band. Not trying to shit on the other guys, but Nikki Sixx is the heart of Motley Crue. Yes, all 4 members make up the Motley Crue that most of us know and love. But Nikki Sixx was the driving force inside the band. Tommy's drumming, Vince's vocals, old Vince's vocals, young Vince's vocals, not current Vince's vocals, and Mick's amazing guitar playing gelled together and made some phenomenal music. But Nicky's the main songwriter. So his heroin addiction definitely played into the movie, and it definitely should have been in there. Vince's car accident, that was a pretty big deal because nobody was really sure what was going to happen with Vince after that. So, you know, like I said, there was things that are in and a lot of things that were left out. And I think the things that were left out are not that important. Before anybody says, because I know some Tommy fans may watch this, Tommy leaving the band was not as significant as Vince Neil leaving the band. Granted, they didn't do as well without him because it's the 4 members of Motley Crue, no matter how shitty some of them are, it's the 4 members of Motley Crue that make that magic happen. And that's what people want. But Tommy leaving Motley Crue didn't need to be in a movie. It wasn't that significant. Didn't last that long. I mean, that chick, I can't remember her name, that replaced him, she was every bit of as good as he was, if not better. So, not every little thing needs to be into it. You know, I could pick apart a lot of things in the movie, point out a lot of fallacies that I saw. You know, like the fact that Nikki and Mick didn't smoke cigarettes in the movie. They both did, in real life. Well, the actors don't smoke. Hey, you're playing a guy that does. You know, old school actors, when they played someone who smoked, they smoked. That's how that worked. Or maybe you could get a little fake cigarette and they put CG smoke in for you. But, you know, I can sit here and nitpick stuff just like everybody else can, but that's not why I'm doing this review, and that's not what I got out of the movie. I watched it for its entertainment value. I appreciate it for the entertainment value. I'm watching it as a movie about my all-time favorite band. I'm not watching it as an instructional video trying to tell me how to put together a stereo cabinet. They left out this part. They left out that part. My God! Who cares? So, hopefully you've watched the movie. I didn't just fuck it up for you. I want to know what you think. Do you think my list of characters was correct as far as worst to best or best to worst, however you want to say it? Leave a comment below. Let me know. I want to know what you think. Or, you know what? Because it's just a discussion, leave a comment below if there's something you saw in the movie that you knew was wrong. Like Nicky's driver's license when he changed his name. That's more of a modern driver's license. That's not an 80s driver's license. Unless California is just that far ahead of us. But, you know, little things like that. What did you notice? So, I do appreciate you watching, especially if you're still here. If you haven't subscribed yet, please consider it by hitting that subscribe button. I know it's over in that area somewhere. Until next time, have a great day. Make someone laugh if you can. I am Bob Sixx. Peace! You know, what I saw in the premiere, in the trailer, fuck. 5, 4. You know, I did a video as you know, I did a video, motherfucking bitch. Gotta wait for the fucking train to go by. I don't know why they feel the need to fucking honk horns like that. What are they trying to do? Scare the shit out of you right before they hit you when you're on the tracks? Has the horn ever made anybody go, oh, let me move? No, you either can't move or you don't give a shit. Anyways, hopefully he doesn't honk that fucking horn again. Hey, what's up, YouTube? Welcome to 6 Days. I am Bob Sixx, and today we're gonna fuck me to tears. Shit.